All right, rundown. It is May 16th.
Yeah.
I was just saying my brain's dead. You write this? Who wrote the ads? I've been gone, but do not start the ads with what don't to say. That's what makes you say it. We read it. Whoever wrote that, if I'm here, don't put the don'ts because it makes me want to read the don'ts. Listen to Siriusxm app at home or anywhere you are. No car required. Stream it all on your phone, online, or at home. Over 425 channels on the Siriusxm app. Enjoy ad-free music channels for every genre and artist-dedicated channels. Catch live play-by-play games from every major sports league. 24/7 sports talk from all the biggest names in sports. Stay informed with world-class news, every angle, and hear from the brightest stars in entertainment with original talk. Exclusive comedy on the Siriusxm app. Siriusxm subscribers also get access to exclusive shows through sweepstakes and a SiriusXM customer. I got to go to SiriusXM exclusive Dave Matthews Band concert. Top, I really have to think about it. Maybe my favorite concert I've actually ever been to in my life. Saw it at Talk House in the Hamptons. I could like almost touch him. He's so talented. They actually, I could do this, big honor. SiriusXM asked me to they're doing a Dave Matthews special to pick my favorite songs and say what they mean to me. I may do that. Call to action. Call to action. Subscribe now and get your first 3 months for free on SiriusXM app. Visit SiriusXM.com. Rundown offer to sign up. Offer details apply. I still, even though we don't have the station, I don't know how anyone doesn't have SiriusXM in the car. It's must have if you're driving in. All right, here we go. So this.
What's happening?
What?
What's happening?
The subjects are on the screen. Who does that? How'd you know what I was going to talk about?
I just did it on my own.
Got it. All right. So I'm curious to see how they match up.
You think your brain got hacked?
Well, no. I mean, I've never seen the subjects on the screen, and generally the only people who know the subjects are me and this paper. And I used to send it to Dan and Kevin, but now everyone, today's are pretty easy unless I missed, I don't know, maybe he has stuff I don't know about. All right, we'll start obviously with the Celtics. Hank, you and I were there. Your first courtside appearance on the wood, as they call it. I've said it. I've said a lot. Shout out Sully, who, Situate guy who has hooked me up with the tickets. I don't know, I've been going for a while now. It is the best hookup I think I've ever gotten. Not one, and two is Giacomo's in the South End, no longer there. My guy Richie, but things that were organic. Once you're on the wood, I don't know that you can ever go back. It's that different to watch a sporting event. You hear all the players talking. You feel like you're part of the game. They treat us so good. They whisk us in and out. It's like, it's amazing. So what were your thoughts?
I mean, it was unbelievable. Long way from the butter knife days, obviously, from sneaking in, and then it's like we were eating fine dining before the game underneath the tunnel in the little Legends Club area. High noons, they had high noons on deck everywhere we went. They were just handing us high noons. It was an unbelievable, and the game was unbelievable. The fact that they went up 5, they played like shit in the first quarter, still managed to be up 5 after the first half.
The team Hank on the Jumbotron was an amazing touch. I don't even think they knew it. They texted me, they're like, yeah, the girls running the Jumbotron just put it up there as a nice touch. It was your celebration, which went. And now, I will say, it was a weird
Perfectly
celebration.
normal celebration. Tommy
I agree, yeah. That looks like total control of your motor function.
The one thing about sitting on the wood is it's tighter than people think. So, you are a little bit wedged in there, but it was still hell of a celebration.
It was like I was even it has a million views. People perfectly normal.
A million views?
Yeah, but
who is talking? It's not Dan talking, is it?
Yeah, it is.
I didn't recognize his voice in it.
It was crazy. Like last night, I was watching basically game film when they were showing the clips on SportsCenter. I was like, oh yeah, you can actually see. You don't realize that every time they were basically in the corner
Oh, no,
everything we were doing, you could see.
Oh, no, you could see you guys in the broadcast a bunch.
Yeah.
I noticed you quite a bit.
I mean, it's hard. Anytime the ball's in the corner, they're going to get you. So, yeah, it was amazing. And then we were sitting next to Marcus Smart's agent, and it's just weird things. It does make you always, when I do it, flash back to, like, how the fuck are we even here? But, like, his agent, like, let's get a picture with Marcus Smart after the game. And then we're on, like, right there, the front, and that's Viva La Stool, but we're on the front of his Instagram. We're on the Celtics Instagram. It's not, and even, like...
Yeah, getting posted. I mean, obviously, it's a surreal experience just in general, the whole just being there, being on the wood, sitting with you. But, like, when the Celtics post, like, the big stars are in the house and it's just, like, a picture of us, like, that's just...
Sitting there. Wick Rosbeck came up. He's just like, hey, Dave, daps you up before the game. Mac Jones walks in, and he's like, hey, Dave, comes over. It's just...
Wow.
It's pretty surreal all the way through.
I will say on your behalf, Wyke was walking around, not really dapping anyone up, and then he saw Dave and, like, came over.
Wait, who was this?
Grosbeck, the owner.
Oh.
And
like wearing the championship ring, but he was like, you know, there was obviously all the other people were courtside, but he didn't say anything to any of them. He saw Dave and was like, went out of his way to dap him up.
My friend RKK and I talking after the game a little bit, like, oh, this. It's just, it makes both.
Metro Boomin was there. They didn't even post him in this. I saw it after the fact. I was like, how Metro Boomin?
Like a huge
producer.
Huge rap producer, probably the biggest one right now.
I don't know who that is. Aoki. It's just crazy, and Dana, who obviously we know, we met his kids. It is nuts. You go to these games, how far it makes Hank and I both obviously miss Boston. But on a more serious note, I think the Celtics are going to win the championship. The Suns game, which is next on this, I would say was one of the more shocking games in any sport I've ever seen, ever. To be down 40.
I mean, they had 27 points at half.
And which, obviously, the Mavs played very good, but how does an NBA team, that's just crazy.
I mean, it's like one thing, a game say where, say just Chris Paul doesn't show up or just Booker, but for, like, every single guy on the team to just, I think they had combined, like, 3 points, the two of them, in the first half.
And I thought the Suns were the best team in the league. Like, we were talking, Hank and I, we were talking about the Celtics going all the way. It's like, the Suns are still pretty tough. I didn't see that coming. Now, I don't know what to expect. I think the Celtics, I would actually be more nervous about playing the Mavs because of the unpredictability of, like, Luka.
Every time we play Luka, he, like, hits a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
And we played him, like, 4 times in his career, and he's had 3 buzzer beaters against us.
The Pat Beverly.
Backbreaking.
If Pat Beverly, which I doubt he's a Barstool fan, but if Pat Beverly is a Barstool fan and he's watching this, he has a blank check. Like, you name your price for a podcast and we will hire you. Like, no questions asked. Just say how many zeros and guarantee us once a week you are hired. Like, the things he was saying were so funny about Chris Paul. I've never heard it. Maybe play basketball, you're a traffic cone. Like, that was maybe the meanest thing I've ever had. And then when they were asking him, like, what do you do before, like, you play Chris Paul? He's like, I go out for a nice dinner. I drink a lot of wine. Steph, I'm in bed at 8 p.m. I mean, he literally, I saw someone, like, tweet, Pat Beverly is a millionaire, set his alarm at 4 a.m. just to show up on the show and go in on his sworn enemy, Chris Paul. So funny. So, Pat, like, we need an NBA podcast. You are hired. Think.
Good negotiations. Probably.
I know everybody. We'll have to try to do that. Moving on to the NHL. Ev, I don't know, what are your allegiances?
Honestly, I really don't have one in hockey. I'm just like, I respect the fanhood. I just never really watched hockey, so like, I'm a New York guy, but I wouldn't say I'm a Rangers fan.
I just don't really. Bandwagon, yeah.
I'm not even a bandwagon hopper. I'm kind of just like, I guess I'd like to see the title come back to New York, but I'm not losing sleep over win or lose.
And clearly, because you just said you like to see the title come back to New York, and I think that rules you out as a hockey fan, calling it the title instead of the cup.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'm just not a hockey guy.
So Avery was there?
The Rangers win! Oh my God! Oh my God! Yeah!
I'm watching Avery videos. Avery was in the house. We could get him over. I actually texted Frankie when this game ended. I go, what's going on in New York hockey? He got back to me in 3 seconds. And he's like, it hurts me more to watch the Rangers do well than the joy I get when the Islanders are winning.
Because there's no payoff.
Well, he just hates them, and Avery's been in his mug. It's quite the turnaround because the Islanders were good last year. Rangers are good. That helmet rule, What happened there? You got to get off the ice.
Your help?
Yeah. I saw this. I was watching. Weirdly, I was so fascinated by the basketball game. I had a hard time getting off of it, even when this was going over. So that was the tying goal. Is that what happened?
Yeah, like the when your helmet gets knocked off. Remember Torrey Krug in the Cup a couple of years ago? Yeah. They have to go. They don't have to go to the bench. They actually have the option to either put the helmet back on or go to the bench. Most guys just go to the bench. So that guy could have put his helmet back on, but like Biz said, it got taken off and it was still strapped. So now they got to fuck around with the strap, try to get it on. Sometimes it's just easy to go to the bench.
They scored when he was going to the bench.
So they scored. It opened up the lane. Fucking boom, tie game, and it was a huge difference. We talked about it today. We don't think it should even be a rule.
Yeah,
I mean, guys didn't even play with helmets.
Dumb rule, and I happened to be watching Biz on the post-game show, and it looked like he said something that he's like, I may get in trouble saying. I couldn't say if he was going to say this isn't girls hockey or something. He looked like he caught himself. Is that what he was going to say?
Oh, I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth.
But is that what he was going to say?
I have no idea. I wouldn't. I honestly don't.
He started, and then he like ate his words. He's like, this is the NHL man hockey. Everyone on, by the way, the set disagreed with him. They're like, we value people's brains. He looked around. He's like, okay, nobody agrees with me, but he was pretty adamant on that, I saw.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't a rule fucking 3 years ago, one play in the Stanley Cup, they make it a rule. It's bullshit. I mean, those guys play without helmets for 80 years. Goalies didn't have masks. But yeah, it's stupid to make a guy go to the bench.
Right? The last no
yeah,
helmet guy?
Craig McTavish, last guy with no helmet, yeah. Also, shout out Jack Plant, first guy to wear a mask while we're at it.
Shout out Biz, he looked great in the pink. I thought he really popping with that.
He's been murdered at TNT as well, yeah.
Yeah, he's very good. Avery, do you want to just say anything to Frankie?
What's up? No, I mean, Frankie's having a good day, but...
Yeah, the foreplay guys are out. I know Frankie pretty well. I haven't talked in a while. I don't think, and if you haven't seen, somehow the foreplay boys are just gallivanting around the golf course with Tiger. Tiger says, "What is up, brother?" to Riggs, which is like, what the
What's
fuck
up, my
are we
brother?
talking about? They're strolling down the fairway. They said they walked with him for a full hour. But as well as I know Frankie Borelli, that is not easing the pain of what is.
It's not. I mean, I texted him asking if he at least made any money last night, and he just completely ignored it. Yeah. And then he just texted me about the Tiger thing. So he's really trying to evade the whole thing.
So who do you guys have in the next round?
Carolina.
Good team.
Very good team.
Yeah, and you got Carolina is what? Carolina, Florida. Those are the
Tampa.
Yeah, well, Tampa. Anyone who thought
the East
Toronto
is really
was
good.
Yeah.
But I think Rangers have a chance. Bruins had a chance against them. You know, I think they gave them a good fight, and I think the Rangers can too.
This is your number one team, clearly, right?
Team,
yeah.
I think the Leafs kind of got off a little bit with that game being on a Saturday. Like sneaky, they blew another series lead, lost the game
crazy.
7.
They're like Chris Paul.
But because
they're
that
like
happened
worse
on
than
Saturday
Chris
and then
Paul.
Chris Paul happened
Really
last
bad.
night, like I think everyone's just focused on Chris Paul, but that's as bad as it gets for Toronto.
In hindsight, probably the easiest bet, and it could have gone either way, but you had the two-time Cup champs versus a team that hasn't won a playoff round in 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Oh, Tampa.
Toronto.
Oh,
Well, Tampa's won
Toronto
the last
was 04,
two,
and then
right?
the Panthers had one since '96, so that's why I wasn't sure. Yeah, the Panthers.
What?
Wait.
We're talking about Toronto.
I know, I got confused because, no, it's a similar situation with the Panthers. That's why, but yeah, Toronto hasn't won a playoff.
Yeah, but the Panthers, with all due respect, it doesn't matter what the Panthers do because they're the Florida Panthers, where Toronto is like.
Yeah, no, the
They live, breathe. I mean, even when I was there, the ticket prices for regular season games to the Leafs are like insane because everyone wants to go. But they did say it's kind of actually they compared it to Rangers and Knicks crowd that it's like very. Like suits, like suit and tie type crowd.
Very corporate blow. Yeah, 2004 was the last time they've been out of the first round. It's been 18 years. And since Matthews and Marner have been together, they've lost 9 closeout games, 0 for 9 in closeout.
He was crying, right, Marner?
Was he?
Yeah, he was crying. You were there, clearly. Do you go to a lot of Ranger games?
Yeah, I go to most of them.
How was the atmosphere?
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, so that's a critique I've heard about the Rangers. And the Knicks. Like, you look, it's all Wall Street guys, kind of like a corporate. Wasn't like that?
No, not in these games. In these games, it's like the true diehards.
I would think it'd be reversed because ticket prices, like New York's like one of the top front-runner cities of all time. So if somebody gets hot, like this next round for them is going to be impossible.
Yeah, I think it changes. It's like during you get like a weekday game, you'll get guys in suits, you know, coming from work, whatnot. Yeah. But the weekend playoff games, Game 7, it's going to be all.
So do you have
who's a real Ranger?
So you have tickets for the entire playoff?
Yeah.
So who do you go with?
I go with my family.
Got it.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time.
Good.
Who's,
yeah, no,
who's a
it's
real
exciting.
Rangers fan and who's a fake one in this office? Like, are there people like?
Balls is a real fan,
No, yeah,
right?
no. Everybody who's come out as a Ranger fan is a real Ranger fan.
So there's no
There's
fake
no
Ranger
like
fans in here?
Fugazi fans here. No, I don't think so.
You should tell Dave about your dad, your grandfather. The sign when the Rangers won it in '94. Go ahead.
Oh, in '94 they held up a sign, said "Now I can die in peace." First time they won it in 54 years. It was a huge thing.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad, my grandpa, my uncle.
We're holding it
Yeah,
in
they
the
held
crowd?
a sign, "Now I can die in peace."
So this is just like,
it's a family legacy.
The Borellis versus your family.
Yeah.
Now you like the Borellis on top of Borellis. I
Right.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Frankie, but I like Payne too. Oh, there's Balls going.
Liam said that.
Balls, where were you? Oh, you were there too.
Yeah.
Liam said that he.
Did somebody take your shirt off?
Elio?
Family show, buddy.
They're your number one.
God, they're wiggling.
They're your number one too, right?
Holy shit, those things are bouncing.
No, yeah,
Jiggling, baby.
someone DM'd me a picture last night of me just shirt off in the crowd. I don't even me the way.
How many games did you go to?
I split season tickets with 3 people, so I go.
Oh, so you also have like.
I don't have playoff tickets.
So okay, so how'd you get in?
Great place.
Game time. Shout out.
Game time. All right, nice, perfect.
Right now, I was off in first order.
So we got a lot of stuff. We got the Rangers still alive and the Celtics still alive.
Liam said that he was outside going to the convenience store last night and he saw Glennie and Glennie just didn't recognize
So
him.
it was bad.
He was like, "What's up, Glennie?" And Glennie just thought he was like a random
I
stool.
had a couple drinks. I was responsible. I came right back here and Ubered home. I didn't even go out.
Rear Bruins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thoughts?
Heartbreaker.
I actually tweeted, I think it was the second game versus Carolina, like basically this is the end of the road for this era. I mean, I don't usually quit on the Bees. I just like, you could just see it, you know, they've lost Rast, they lost Krejci, Bergeron may or may not come back. The writing's on the wall, the prospect pool is dim. Sweeney's done a brutal job drafting. I hear the players, they're not, I mean, not that players always like their coach, but Cassidy, not the most popular guy in the room. I think there's going to be a pretty long period of adjustment right now, even if Bergeron comes back. But it's been a good run, man. I mean, we got a cup. It would have been ideal if they got 2, obviously, because then, you know, they'd be able to say they're up there with the big bad Bruins, the Orr Bruins. But 2 times they couldn't get it done, 13-19. But, you know, we'll always have Vancouver.
All-time series. And also
Ryan McGonigal.
lost back home.
Barstool
Yeah.
Sports.
Why? So Bergeron, why wouldn't he come back? He doesn't think they can win?
No, I don't think it's that. I think he hasn't spoken about it, and I honestly don't think he even knows, but I would say the wear and tear in his body, he's, 18 years in, he's got the concussion.
So you think he'd retire?
I don't think he's either a Bruin or he's not.
Oh, all right, good.
I don't think this whole going somewhere else, this Montreal, that's fucking, I know it originated in like that, what was it, Falco show, whatever. He's not going to fucking Montreal. He's going to be either a Bruin or he's going to retire. I don't think he's going to.
One of the classier Boston athletes of the last.
Perhaps the greatest, and I always talk classy this, but of Boston athletes, maybe the classiest ever. Just the way he played the game, the way he always carried himself, represented the team. You can't come any better.
They had a classy group. Him,
Yeah.
Chara.
Marchand.
Yeah, well, Marchand, a little different maybe.
Classy
but
guy. Classy in his own way.
Yeah, no, he passed by. Yeah, it'll be sad. I mean, I was never the biggest Bruins, but he's as good as you can have for a Boston athlete. I mean, we're going to have to put Marina on, like, some sort of watch list if he doesn't come back.
I mean, I think the thing is, if he were to retire, Dave, it's the toll on his body, and he's got young kids that are growing up, and they want to be with their kids. But he's probably going to be up for the Selke this year, and he's probably going to win it. So he's one of the best.
How many cameras we need following this guy when he comes strolling?
Oh boy, holy shit! Perfect timing, huh?
He literally has 8 cameras following him.
Seriously, huh?
What? Why all the cameras?
Hi, Kirk.
Speaking about keeping somebody on watch, that may be a different.
This just became like the Avengers all of a sudden over here.
Well, the mini golf, for those who haven't seen, one of the worst holes in mini golf I've ever seen. But I don't know, you can take the mic. Are you like a self-proclaimed mini golf whiz?
Well, I mean, you didn't see the course. The course is so.
I literally never heard anybody complain about a mini golf course like you are.
And out of nowhere, like you're my boss. I'm expecting something supportive, and you text me. I thought you were going back to the loony bin. Which is that's not productive at all.
Just to clarify, I tweeted it. I didn't text you that.
Yeah, you tweeted and texted me that.
No, no, you hit me up first. I tweeted it, and then
I would just say
you also said, if I read it directly, it was something. Well, I remember you said after that hole, was I thinking about suicide? No comment.
I was thinking about suicide walking around. How anybody lives in this? shithole city is
tough.
Beyond me.
Oh, that was in New York?
So no, I'm saying today.
What is...
You live in the city?
No, I live in Jersey.
How's everything going with your life? Good?
Great.
Good.
Nothing special.
So the six putt for me was every putt I was thinking about the Marty Rhea relationship.
Can I ask you?
First it was kind of like the meeting, then the first time, then the second time, like everything. So it was really, I blame him.
Can I ask you something? That was a tournament?
Yes, it was a Maine professional mini golf tournament. Professional mini golfer.
So
finished 11th.
You literally have.
Out of what?
So in what type of tournament? I've never seen like but I've never seen like any sort of golf, a real tournament where you was an automatic snowman and a mini golf.
That's the max number you pick up.
In mini golf, they have a max.
I'm telling you, this tournament was a massacre. You would not. I bet. I swear on life, of my children, you would not break 50 there.
I guarantee you.
You would not.
I'm pretty good at mini golf.
I know you got to be better than that to break 50. These guys were getting killed. So wing foot of mini golf.
The wing foot of mini golf. We will have.
I'm in.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm registered in. I'm in.
All right, good. We'll see. I'm sure you, Blind Mike. Does he still work for us?
Not really. I don't know.
Has he told you? I shot basically.
I saw the video of it.
A 20.
Yeah, but this.
Yeah, I know. It's the wing foot of mini golf.
We'll see how it goes. I saw you guys prominently yesterday in the NBA game. NBA is great now. Guy drives in, kicks out. They shoot a three. It's unwatchable.
Oh,
unwatchable.
I disagree.
It's a great time.
I
think you had a good time.
I think the Celtics are going to win.
You gotta see it from the perspective on the wood. It changes everything.
Well, it's a parquet.
Yeah. Parquet.
Yeah, but still on the wood. It
was good. All right. Okay.
All right. Well, welcome, Kirk.
Yeah, good. I'm looking.
Always a pleasure. That was. By the way, who was announcing it? Very good. Funny.
Colonnade.
I don't know who that is.
I also like
know he works for you, but he was very.
That's the guy too. What's that?
The one that you got a hole in one and the guy just didn't even react. He just immediately started marking it. He was all business. He was all business. It was hilarious.
Cullinane has a.
Don't do that.
No, he has a future in mini golf announcing. He was very funny.
Yeah, that's his future.
Okay, fine. That's all I'll say. So Kirk Minahan, ladies and gentlemen, 6 putt, picks up a ball. Who picks up a ball? How do you get a snowman in a mini golf? Yeah, exactly. There's something.
Rough and Rowdy?
Rough and Rowdy. Well, no. First, we have Blackjack Boys tonight.
Yes, true.
Blackjack Boys tonight, 8 p.m. Myself, Hank, Big Cat. I think Eddie's coming. The big challenge is going to be supposedly a 2-hour stream. How do I last 2 hours betting like $5,000 a hand? I have no fucking idea how I'm going to do that. I usually play in bursts. Like I bet a lot in my life, and it's too much. It's almost too much pressure doing it that much money. But if you bet $200 total, so if you do 20, well, I'll do easy math. $10, 20 hands, you get a jacket. If you do $5, 40 hands, you get a jacket. There it is, Blackjack Boys. You do have to be in Jersey to play it with us, which sucks, but those are the rules. So Blackjack Boys tonight. Rough and Rowdy is Friday, with I think the most anticipated heavyweight fight that we've ever had.
Yeah, we have an awesome docu-series coming out later this week, but I mean, pure hatred. There's not always like actual bad blood, but it's as bad of blood as you could have. And they're both, I mean, Bobby Lang's a killer.
Bobby Lang's undefeated killer. We have no idea, big booty, whatever. I mean, he could be really good. I have no idea what to expect. I guarantee this. We've seen some guys not mix it up. These guys are going to mix it up, so I'm excited for that. What else do we got? There's Big Booty Lang. He's
a big guy.
Yeah, he is, and he's been dominant.
That's great promos, so.
Well, he just talks about eating Bobby Lang's wife's pussy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's big.
It's like all he does.
Huge. Anything else? We got any? Oh, well, let's see. What else did you put in there? We've hit all of it. NFL, Breeze reportedly out of NBC. Trolls on Twitter saying he may play football again. The Brady news was weird. He's getting like $350 million when he retires. It's kind of interesting. I wonder how they know he's going to be dominant at that.
Especially when he's out
also
after 1
team
year.
Hanked you.
Yep.
Which was nice. That has to be probably our guy here, but whatever. What else? What else did you have? Is that it? We hit it? Antonio Brown wants to. Who cares? I saw the video, very funny, of Jersey Jerry going after our boy, the boys.
Who do you think the best? Let me ask you a question, Taylor. Who do you think is the best defensive player in the league?
Probably Myles Garrett all around.
Come on.
Get him.
Get him, Jerry.
Yeah, let's go.
Get him, Jerry.
I hate this first.
So you'd rather go up against T.J. Watt than Myles Garrett?
There's another argument to that. If I'm playing from a pass pro standpoint, I would rather go against TJ than Miles. Because
From a pass standpoint?
pass perspective.
Really? The guy who leads the league in
Yeah,
sacks
and that-
every year for the last 3 years.
So
That's what you gotta do.
A lot of TJ sacks are effort sacks. Like he beats guys through and through.
Yeah, he beats double teams too.
No one's arguing the fact that TJ's elite. He's an elite football player.
No, not elite. He's the best.
No. Okay. All right, sorry. Let me.
He's an NFL lion. He has no clue.
I have no idea what I'm fucking talking about right now.
Talking about defense, TJ Watt, Taylor Lewan. Anything else? Think we're good?
You like anybody in the next round of the playoffs, Dave?
For hockey?
Yeah, should specify.
Is Calgary advanced?
Yeah, Yeah, you know what? I think Calgary. I want to see Connor McDavid to get to a cup. He's the player of his generation.
What did you think about? I hate those Oiler uniforms.
It's brutal. They got to go with the classic ones.
Their old uniforms are like some of the best uniforms in sports.
Iconic, and yeah, I don't like that. I don't even know dark navy blue.
You can barely see the logo. It's
brutal.
Horrible.
Brutal. I mean, and then conversely, Calgary's the red,
awesome.
orange. I mean, they're
awesome.
Probably, if not the best in the NHL, second best after Chicago.
I still think you get like that Tampa team.
Yeah, they're a plus. I mean, they're back-to-back champs. You're getting them plus 130 or something.
Crazy.
And versus a team where they have a decided coaching advantage, a decided goaltending advantage, and
the Barstool Sportsbook for some reason does not update. At least they didn't. The hockey lines as the series progress. Like I wanted the Leafs plus 180. Excuse me, Toronto plus 180, but they didn't offer it. Strange.
Tremendous value on St. Louis too, by the way. I know Colorado's a wagon; they're unreal. This is a team that won the Cup 3 years ago. They're Jordan Binnington, the guy who beat the Bruins, 3-0, unreal numbers. Looks like the goalie from 3 years ago. Another
they could be one of those teams that if you muck it up, it changes what they do.
Exactly what they did to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Plus 320. I kind of want Colorado to move on. I love watching Nate Dogg play, but tremendous value on St. Louis if you're looking for it. Also, Cage Lee, I had him 85-1 the other day in the Byron Nelson.
Pretty good.
So just a
little back tip.
It's been a rough year, so I got to get him where I can.
I hear that. All right. I think that is everything. That's the rundown. Blackjack Boys tonight, 8 p.m. Special guests, if they all make it. We got just a couple small people. I just call in a couple favors. Alex Cooper, Pat McAfee, Logan Paul. So basically the four, me, Big Cat, those may be the 5 biggest people on the internet. Literally.
Should be a fun time.
So on porn star division.
Yeah. Well, porn stars don't count. And some may say I'm in that category. Federal crime.